Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies and comrades, I hope you're doing well. This is Kenya Revolutionary. Karibuni sana. We'll be very brief today. We'll be very brief. It's been a long day. It's been a slow news day. So we are going to get to the matter immediately. Ama namna gani? Sawa basi. All right. Ingeni, karibu. A few minutes. I won't be here for long. Please get in. Okay? Sawa. Chukua kitu kae. Right now, very quickly, Kenyan separation of church and state. Tuliona mapasta walitokea, the Catholic Church came out and spoke out against Ruto's regime, speaking boldly and telling Ruto, hey, these abductions, these taxes, all this, and that the third is not what's up. You cannot run a state while all these things are happening. It's not sustainable. It's unsustainable. Karibu ani na kuona hapo. Karibu na kuona. So, I shall start by playing this clip by the Catholic Church. Alafu tarukia, sasa zile nawapatia nafasi muingie, maana I know you've probably heard this clip, but it will be giving you time to find yourself a seat. Ukae chini ndio tuanze kujadiliana kwa hiyo maneno. Mukae mstari wa mbele, as the executive host would say. Kaeni mstari wa mbele. But anyway, if this is your first time, na unawanda hii channel ya nini? Asante Ani, asante. Tuzidi kuingia. Okay. Karibuni. I will start by playing this clip because you might be wondering, maybe you live under rock au hujui nini ilifanyika. Kanisa iliamua kwamba wamwambie Ruto ukweli. Mkae mstari wa mbele. I am Kenya Revolutionary, the defender of the faith. Okay? Pontifex Maximus. Do your research on that. Hey. But anyway, so this kind of ruffled feathers within the government, tukaona wakina Bitok wakaanza kureply mara moja, wanasema hey, nini naendelea hapa? You know, they're being rattled by what the Catholic Church says, because as you know, Kenya is a Christian company. Ooh, geez. Yeah, it's a company actually. But it's a majority Christian Christian country, okay, as far as religion is concerned. Yes, we have Muslims, Islam and all that stuff, but predominantly Christian. Tipstari wabele. But so when the church comes out and speaks against Ruto, it's a big deal. Kind of ruffle feathers. And Ruto, you know, he has been propping himself up as this great Christian president who cares about God and goes to church every Sunday. So if the very, very religious leaders come out and speak against him, he is in trouble, because that's the only thing he stands for. Let's get in. Let me not waste your time. Ebu, as soon as you've joined in, please, endelea like if you don't know. Come out, just subscribe, endelea subscribe. Let me just start by playing this clip so we can get started. Now, patia nafasi muingie, ndio mumakinike. Like, ingieni tafadhali, ingieni. I'm giving you guys time while we go through what the Catholic Church said. Let's get to it. Mko ready? Haya, twendeni kazi.
Hofu tusikie wanasemaje, tuendelee na mada yetu.
We continue to pray for peace and stability within our borders and for our brothers and sisters living in unstable environments in many parts of the world. Issues of concern. We, the Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops, feel compelled to voice our grave concerns regarding the troubling political climate that has gripped our country. We have made clear statements many times in the recent past with very little response from the government. Despite the calmness we are experiencing, there is a lot of anxiety, and most people are losing trust in the government. Consequently, we raise these important observations and concerns that should be addressed. The first.
Poleni. Please.
The award for the best.
Today the Ninio is really
political wrangles. The political wrangles in the government have generated unwanted tensions and deepened divisions among our people. Further, it has created an environment of mistrust among citizens and within the government itself. Number two, corruption and politics of self-interest. The elected leaders have been mandated to fulfill roles conferred to them by the Constitution. They are among the highest paid legislators in the world. We are troubled by their heightened insensitivity and irresponsibility in carrying out their tasks, allowing themselves to be captured and compromised in corrupt deals. Corruption may not always involve financial benefits, but the unjust use of position and authority or abuse of office. The massive greed we are witnessing is shocking and heartbreaking. The violation of human rights and freedom of speech. We are appalled by the blatant recurring incidents of reported abductions, disappearances, torture, and killings of Kenyans. We also decry the increasing murder of women. This has caused great consternation, anger, and disgust. Many families are still grappling with the loss of their children who are brutally killed, injured, or went missing following what is referred to as the Gen Z demonstrations in June 2024. Many of these victims had raised concerns about rampant corruption within and outside the government. Who is abducting these people? And is the government unable to stop these abductions and killings? The government must protect the life of every human person in Kenya, as stipulated in our Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, Article 26. The government must take the lead in following the law, which the leadership took an oath to uphold and defend at all times.
Culture of lies, NHIF, unkept promises, and misplaced priorities. The culture of lies is swiftly replacing the integrity and respect that Kenyans deserve. Basically, it seems that truth does not exist, and if it does, it's only what the government says. Unfortunately, it seems that the Kenyans have helplessly tolerated the lies told to them constantly by politicians. Kenyans must learn not to applaud or validate the lies that the politicians tell them, but rather must resolve to seek and be led by the truth. When the government fails to fulfill its promises, particularly concerning payments to essential service providers, it harms vulnerable communities. This is the case with NHIF. The neglect of faith-based organizations, hospitals, now owed billions in dues, is an issue we have addressed constantly, even with the president. We recall the pertinent and resolved issues we have raised recently with the government: over taxation of Kenyans, the hiking of the missionary work permits, youth unemployment, regulations of the education system, especially the CBC and university loan scheme, the failure to constitute the IEBC, etc. We believe that genuine consultation of all concerned stakeholders in all these matters is necessary beyond the casual public participation. This culture of lies, unkept promises, and misplaced priorities is unacceptable and needs to be dealt with. Selfish agenda to extend the term of elected leaders. It is baffling that a bill proposing an extension of the 5-year term to 7 years is being considered, and apparently there are plans to rush it through the legislative system. A two-term limit of 10 years, as given by the current constitution, is ample time for any visionary political leader to leave a strong legacy if they perform. We need to critically scrutinize this political move. We question the motivation behind this agenda and the long-term interests it serves. We strongly condemn this retrogressive and manipulative thinking. Let us not create problems where there are none. We have matters of national concern, such as the crumbling CBC education system, health care services, reconstitution of the IEBC, a huge block of educated but unemployed youth, and fighting the monster of corruption, among others, that are surely top priorities. Overtaxing Kenyans. We all know that the government raises its revenue primarily through taxes. Our problem is that Kenyans are being unreasonably overtaxed by the continued myriad of new tax regimes that are constantly emerging from day to day. It seems to be a hidden way of reintroducing the rejected Finance Bill 2024. We must listen keenly to the cry of the Kenyan people. The current tax regime is already prohibitive and burdensome. As Catholic bishops, we have many times reminded the government of the need to put to good use all the collected revenue and live within its means.
Conclusion. We thank God for holding our country together despite the political and social upheavals. We pray that our leaders, guided by the values of justice, mercy, humility, selflessness, and honesty, provide good leadership and governance to our nation in accordance with God's will. What does the Lord God require of us and our leadership? As the prophet Micah says, I quote, "You have been told, O mortal man, what is good, and what the Lord requires of you, only to do justice, and to love goodness, and to walk humbly with your God." End of quotation from Micah chapter 6, verse 8. We invite all Kenyans and all people of faith to prayer, especially when we see that the tentacles of evil seem to be seizing our nation. We also invite our fellow Catholics, as we prepare for the Jubilee year of 2025, to pray for our country as pilgrims of hope. We are called to walk together, always keeping our gaze at the risen Christ with hope. This statement has been signed by me as the chair of the Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops, Archbishop Morris Mwati Makumba, and present in this are all the Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops members, That is Most Reverend Anthony Mueria, the Vice Chairperson, Archbishop of Nyeri, Apostolic Administrator of Embu, Most Reverend Martin Kivuva Msonde, Archbishop of Mombasa, Most Reverend Philip Anyolo, Most Reverend Martin Kivuva Msonde, Archbishop of Mombasa, Most Reverend Philip Anyolo, Archbishop of Nairobi, Right Reverend Joseph.
What is troubling about this? It's not troubling. I think they hit the nail on the head on this. The Catholic Church did. That is, they've highlighted everything, the main issues that are ailing this nation, this state called Kenya. It is unfortunate, as they've rightfully mentioned, that this administration does not prioritize these issues that people care about. And I have a very funny feeling about this whole thing. If you see the Catholic Church comes out as members of the clergy, warn the administration of the day that nothing is working, and that the silence that we experience right now is a sign of something huge that is about to happen. And it will not be something that is happening on the behalf of the sitting government or to the advantage, but to their destruction. That is one thing that they fail to understand. I have this eerie feeling that something major is about to happen. Something. Lowan, I see you 10 point. Pure mathematics edition is saying hashless nation, ruto. Okay. In fairness, the administration and his allies came out with guns blazing, trying to counter what this Catholic Church was saying. So let's just hear what the response was, because there was a bunch of responses. Okay, hustle, Lowang, I see you. Karibu sana. Please do not hesitate to like and share the video. All right, let's see. What did Ruto say? Ruto said, as I reiterate again, I'll just tell you very quickly what the Catholic Church said. They're basically telling the government, listen, nothing is working. Our young men are being abducted. There's no industry that is working. The economy is tanking, and criminal behavior is going up. Activity, corruption, and all this in the government. No arm of government is working, whether it's legislative, judiciary, or even the executive. The PS that he brought in. Raila apparently chose his panel of experts to come help Ruto in this government, but there's no change. So nothing is happening. Anyway, let's hear what the government said about this in your response, and then I'll give you more take of this.
News. In a quick rejoinder, the government has rubbished the statement by the Catholic bishops as misleading and erroneous. In a statement wired to newsrooms, a Health Cabinet Secretary, Deborah Barasa, and Senate Majority Leader, Aaron Cheriot, say the bishops issued a political statement that misrepresentation of facts. KTN's senior political affairs reporter, Daniel Kariuki, reports.
The Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops, KCCB, has sharply criticized the government, accusing it of lacking integrity and failing to fulfill key promises, including payments owed to essential service providers.
Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for this morning.
But the government, Thursday evening, responded to the bishops, touching on two issues raised: the debts owed to faith-based organizations and a bill that was seeking to extend the presidential term from 5 years to 7 years. KCCB had said government had neglected faith-based organizations, hospitals, and owed billions in dues, referring to the National Hospital Insurance Fund, NHIF. But a statement by held CS Deborah Barasa Thursday evening dismissed Catholic bishops' claims. The statement reads in part, The government takes great exception to the misleading, erroneous, and false statement issued by the Catholic bishops on obligations owed by the government through the defunct NHIF. End of quote. According to the government, NHIF had accumulated the 19 billion shillings debt for the last 10 years, but had managed to pay 7 billion for the last 1 month. The government says they have managed to pay over 900 million shillings to faith-based organizations, hospitals that are largely Catholic Church-run institutions, saying another 2.5 billion shillings will be disbursed next week. The government dismissing claims that no money has been channeled to the organizations. Meanwhile, the statement by Catholic bishops on extension of term limit, Senate Majority Leader Aaron Cheriot has slammed KCCB, claiming they are not up to date with the country's happenings. Cheriot says, and I quote, "The bill the Catholic bishops are referring to was rejected by Senate's Justice Committee a long time ago. It died before seeing light of day." Cheriot adds, that was a purely political statement. The government has called on the Catholic bishops to support the rollout of the Social Health Authority. Daniel Kari, KTN.
All right. As you can see, the government is trying to have their own reply. What is it called? Damage control. And apparently all these statements were these rebuttals were all at night, which led people to wonder, kwa nini unakuja usiku usiku? Anything that happens usiku is always suspicious. Now, as I mentioned before I played the clip, I'm telling you, if you see the church comes in and mention an issue like that, warning the administration of the day, telling the people of Kenya how things have gone wayward, it usually precedes a huge upcoming event that might spell to be catastrophic to this administration. Mnanisikia vizuri? Hey, mnanisikia vizuri? Let me tell you again, if you see the bishops, Catholic Church, come out and have a press conference addressing the nation in such a manner, because it seems like nothing has happened. Listen, people always say that the media is the fifth estate, right? The fifth estate or whatever, the fifth state or whatever. The sixth estate, the fifth state is the religious sector, whether it's the clergymen from the Islamic part of religion, or the Christians, or the Buddhists, or whatever the case is. Now, in context, Kenya, like as I mentioned, Kenya is majority. The majoritarians are the Christians. Okay. Now, if you see that they've come out to speak vehemently, okay, quite acerbic, quite clear, tacitly mentioning, highlighting what ails the country as corruption, economy, and all that stuff. And they also remind the public and the administration alike that these things needs to take precedence before anything else. Collecting more taxes, introducing more taxes, will not help. It will only exacerbate the situation. But what does Ruto does? He's still on denial. Ruto is still on denial. Ruto anafikiri mambo bado ni mchezo wa town. Bado anafikiri ni mchezo. Even the insufferable Martha Karua came out to speak. In response, I see DJ Moda, karibu sana, karibu sana. So, the insufferable Martha Karua, as always, that opportunist, she's the female version of Kalonzo, pretending to now care about the plight of Kenyans, Well, when she was under Kibaki, she was on the oppressor side. But at some point, maybe she pretended she had a Damascus experience. And now she's out here having press conference per month, reminding us of Ruto's atrocities, Ruto's perfidies, Ruto's mistakes. Martha Karua, we are just going to listen to you for the sake, for shits and giggles, but we don't take you seriously. How could you join Raila Amolo Odinga, that well-known conman, after he betrayed his followers in 2007, he betrayed his followers in 2017, he betrayed his followers in 2022, while you were standing next to him, acting as mama. You pretender, flat-footed pretender. Martha Karua, you are a disgrace to the human race. You are just as worse as Kalonzo Musyoka and Raila Odinga and Ruto and Kioni and all those cancerous misanthropes that have been digging the graves of Kenyans economically, psychologically, physically. Let's listen to her, Baladash, as she reminds us of what's wrong with this country. Let's listen in. Let's listen in to Martha Karua. Let's listen to Martha Karua. Let's listen in to Martha Karua.
And other opposition leaders have accused the government of systematic destruction of education in the country. The leaders, who included former cabinet minister Dr. and former Makweni, say driving learning to the brink of collapse, which will have catastrophic consequences for a whole generation. The leaders want the Kenya Kwanza administration to do away with the new university funding model, as well as other reforms that have been stayed by the court. And as Kamau Mwangi now reports, they want Ruto's administration to prioritize proper planning over hasty reforms.
From induction by teachers and lecturers in recent weeks and months, a university funding model that seems to disadvantage those that it is meant to help, and inconsistencies in actualizing the junior secondary education, opposition leaders are up in arms over a sector that seems to be in crisis. The never-ending issues in the sector that receives the largest chunk of the country's budget, perhaps what has led to now Kenya Party leader Martha Karua and fellow opposition leaders to call out the Ruto administration, accusing the president of knowingly crippling the sector.
Without providing the basics for university, which is accommodation, you have not given access to the poor, because any one of those three can make them drop out. Without providing the capitation for secondary, most students will be out.
What results is the country harvesting from the 2 years of their government? An inept hodgepodge of half-baked reform measures, an intelligent imposition of reforms without supporting infrastructure, personnel and resources, a vengeful rebuttal of evident failure, an attempt to use blackmail and brinkmanship to confront those telling them their efforts are more hurtful than the problem they set out to resolve.
The opposition leaders say the Kenya Kwanza administration has enough resources to solve what ails the education sector, accusing the president of deliberately choosing to cause confusion.
There will be very serious and enduring consequences soon. There must be a convergence, the grievances by the students, by the academic and non-teaching staff, by the management, by parents.
This country actually has been known on the continent as one of the countries with a very robust educational system. So if measures are taken to dilute that, it means that even on the African continent, we are lowering our esteem.
We should now be aiming to freeing education from kindergarten, that is ECD, to university level. Instead, Ruto and his administration have behaved the way locusts behave when they descend on greenery. They consume everything and leave nothing.
They condemn the haste with which reforms in the sector are being undertaken, saying there is poor planning by the Kenya Kwanza regime to implement changes in the sector without proper preparation.
The government of President Ruto is playing with fire in a systematic destruction of education at all levels in the country. Through a cacophony of ill-conceived reform, betrayal of election promises, contempt of court rulings, intimidation of critics as its modus operandi in public universities, disregard of CBS it has entered with lecturers, and an arrogant disregard of the extreme impact of its actions and omissions on learners from poor backgrounds, this government is driving learning to the brink of collapse.
Which university is working? Is it Egerton? Is it Kenyatta University? Is it Moi University? Is it University of Nairobi? None is working. Despite Ruto going to fish for chancellors from Europe.
Kamau Mwangi, Citizen TV.
As I said,
The Bold Safety Team by your side.
now every politician that's eyeing 2027, let me not say every politician, the usual suspects, the very usual con men and women, the Kalonzos, the Martha Karuas, are pretending to be on the forefront in this fight. Oh, our students. Oh, our economy. While they were in the government, they did nothing. We know Ruto is corrupt. Ruto has been corrupt since he was born. So please, spare us. I would rather hear it from the Catholic Church, who I don't even have much, who I don't care much about them, than hear it from the Kalonzos Msioka of this world, the Martha Karuas of this world. Please, please, we don't care. We don't care. I won't stay here for long. Modo, I would give you the link, but I won't stay here for long. I have stuff to do today. Today is a slow day for me, a busy day for me, rather. But like I said, we can't play these games. The only solution is a popular revolution. Now again, for some of you, I see some people have different views, how we should go, what should we talk about. Let me say this. Let me just keep a disclaimer here, because there are people who feel like we should talk about some things and some things. Open your fucking channel and talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk about. Don't come here telling me to fucking focus. Focus on your own dick. I will talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. That's the whole point. Okay? Don't come here with your fucking attitude like we're supposed to cater to you. If you think you're super fucking patriotic, go start your fucking channel and join Bernard and talk about shit that you want to talk about. We're not going to babysit grown people. This is Kenya fucking Revolutionary Channel. Get that on your head. I'm not going to talk about what you want to talk about. So there it is. It's simple as that. We are not friendly over here. We don't ask for your money. We don't want anything from you. So fucking get it right. Let's that be very clear. I'm not Bernard Kalwale, whatever the fuck his name is. Don't fucking come here and tell me to be focused. Go focus on your own fucking life. You shithead. As I was saying, okay, now that I'm now on a great mood now, let's get talking about this thing. We're going to Peter, what's his fucking name? This Peter something. Let me talk about this Peter Keter because he wants to. He had something to say. Okay, I'm just putting it out there for those of you who come here and tell us to talk about what we should be focusing on this. Okay, you are not the first revolution. If you're too bad, if you feel like you need to be fighting Ruto, you know where Ruto lives. He's in the State House, Nairobi. Fly your ass there and go fight him. Let it be known. So, yeah, there it is. All right. Speaking of Nandi, because this is getting more interesting. I need a fucking drink. Let's get it. Bwana sifiwe. Let me get it together. Woo, Jesus. Forgive me for that. All right. Nandi County, there was a fight, or whatever the case is.
Kushindwa si makosa. Kwa sababu wakati walikuwa wana form ADO hapa ndani, we were 23, lakini kufika hapa ndani wawili wakacross wakaenda pande ile. Tukapaki tukiwa 21. Na tulikubali. So leo tulikuwa tunataka hata hawa nao wakubali ya kwamba tumeshinda. Kwa sababu tulikuwa number 20 and they were 11. So vile waliona tu wamefika 11 na tuko 20 na tunasonga, wakaanza sasa vita. Sasa vita haisaidii. Ikiwa mtu sasa ameumia na ni mheshimiwa, honorable member, this is what I have never seen since I came to this assembly in 2013.
Walileta ripoti ya kufukuza mawaziri wote. Wakifukuza mawaziri wote, kaunti yetu ya Nandi itaenda mbele namna gani? Wote mpaka ule mwenye analipa pesa wafanyikazi. Tutaishi namna gani? Mambo ya njia tunafaa kuanza. Mambo ya madawa inafaa kuendelea. Alafu wote wanafukuzwa. Hata public service. Kamati ya...
Oh shit, I've been playing the wrong... Sorry guys, I've been playing the wrong video. All this... Yeah, let me play this video then wrap it up. I'm playing the wrong video for the past 5 minutes. I've been standing here listening to the wrong video. I'm sorry for that. Let me replay this, whatever the fuck I was about to play. Let's get it on. Let's get it on.
Kushindwa si makosa. Kwa sababu wakati walikuwa wana form ADO hapa ndani, we were 23, lakini kufika hapa ndani wawili wakacross wakaenda pande ile. Tukapaki tukiwa 21. Na tulikubali. So leo tulikuwa tunataka hata hawa nao wakubali ya kwamba tumeshinda. Kwa sababu tulikuwa number 20 and they were 11. So vile waliona tu wamefika 11 na tuko 20 na tunasonga, wakaanza sasa vita. Sasa vita haisaidii. Ikiwa mtu sasa ameumia na ni mheshimiwa, honorable member, this is what I have never seen since I came to this assembly in 2013.
Walileta ripoti ya kufukuza mawaziri wote. Wakifukuza mawaziri wote, kaunti yetu ya Nandi itaenda mbele namna gani? Wote mpaka ule mwenye analipa pesa wafanyikazi. Tutaishi namna gani? Mambo ya njia tunafaa kuanza. Mambo ya madawa inafaa kuendelea. Alafu wote wanafukuzwa. Hata public service. Kamati ambayo inafaa kushughulikia mambo ya wafanyikazi. Hayo yote tuliona haiwezi shika. Na wakati ilipofika wakati wa kupiga kura, walipoona imefika wakati wa kupiga kura, wanaelekea kushindwa, ndio vita ikaanza.
Poleni sana. Leo tumepata aibu. Hii ni jambo la kushangaza na ni kitu ambayo singependa kuona ikiendelea.
It is saddening to see honorable members, despite the report showing some glaring evidence on the operations of the Nandi County, how funds have been used, how the laws have been violated. But it is very unfortunate to see honorable members in this county assembly who sworn to protect, to defend, and to uphold the constitution. They are coming here to violate the same constitution.
Lakini imekuwa ni mshtuko. MCS wenzetu ambaye walitumwa na watu waache wawakilishe watu walinunuliwa usiku yote, na sasa wakati hapa wakaangusha ripoti, na hatuwezi kubali.
Lakini tumefika mahali hatujafanya uamuzi, si kwa kupenda kwetu, lakini wakilishi wa wadi kutoka sehemu mbalimbali hapa Nandi wamenunuliwa kuuza haki ya watu wa Nandi.
Hi. I'm sorry for my 2-minute rant. Hi, Gypsy Corner. Hi, because your pasta is too much. I'm going back to regular life. Siwezi kuwa pasta. I can't. But hi, Annie. Hi, everyone. Okay. Anyway, I was just, yeah. Anyway, let me get it together. I'm getting it together. There's something in the water. There's something in the water, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. There's something in the water today. Kenya unaona watu wanagombana, hata mimi pia hiyo kugombana imenifika. I'm just in my Jesus. All right, watch and work your link. I'll be here for like 20 minutes. Mkae mstari wa mbele, mulike channel. Mkae mstari wa mbele. Mkae mstari wa mbele. Link iko kwa comment section. Mkae mstari wa mbele, tafadhali. Welcome to the Gossip Channel. This is Gypsy Corners. Hi. Ay. All right. Melchizedek. Sema, yes. Link ndio umepewa. Naona umenikazia hapo kwa ninio.
Acha kwenda huko. Sasa unajifanya ati wewe ni pasa mpaka unavaa nguo za pasa na wewe uwezi. Enda unyoe.
Mini pasta, by the way.
Pasta gani? Pasta ya Shakaola.
Sasa mimi nikisema mini pasta hamniamini, lakini kama Bernard ni pasta nyinyi mnamwamini.
Nenda huko muombe, sisi tuko mini regular.
Aya, niambie matatizo ni nini nikuombe?
Leo mimi nimefurahi sana.
Umefurahishwa na nini? Mapasta ama?
Sina mapasta, wanapigana wao wenyewe, ndio huyo huko Nandi. Vita ndio hiyo. Sasa yani nacheka pole vile hii dunia, hiyo Kenya inaenda. Wacha wapigane.
Vita iko kila pahali. Vita iko hapa Kenya Revolutionary Channel, kuna vita huko sijui Sound Card tu wanapigana. Kila kitu. Vita ni kila pahali. Pombe ifunguliwe.
Ndio na pombe ifunguliwe, maneno ya pasta waka.
Anyway, maoni yako namna gani? Mimi naona maybe tunaelekea pale malpabaya kwa sababu ukiona mapasta wamekaa chini wakasema ati mambo inaenda vibaya. Okay, yeah. So ndio unaona wanatupea onyo.
Wale wakati yenye wanini Babyloni walikuwa wanajenga ile tao ya Babylon. Waliambiwa vizuri, baba, hii kitu italeta shida, na hii Ruto imekuwa ni kama taa ya Babylon. Sasa kile kitu inaporomoka.
Okay.
Wakati ilikuwa pastors ndio walikuwa wanaenda kukula huko, ilikuwa mzuri. Wakasema yeye ni asla. Wacha asla atawale. Nani alisema hivyo? Unaona? Maoni yangu kwa Martha Karua ni wale ni kigeugeu, kwa sababu wameona hakuna njia ingine, ni kujifanya. Unaona? Ndio watu wajue ya kwamba wako nao, lakini ni wale tu. So kama bado kuna wale ambayo wanafikiria kwamba vitu ambazo wanasema ni ukweli, mimi naweza sema pole sana, kwa sababu wao ndio walikuwa mstari wa mbele wakati yenye Ruto alikuwa kwa hiyo kiti, wakasema yeye hakushinda. Na baba yao huyo mzee alienda akakaa na yeye chini na wakasema ametosha. Sasa wanalia nini tena? Si wangoje 2027? Wacha wangoje 2027, wawache kutuletea ujinga kwamba ati wao ndio sasa mstari wa mbele wa kutetea wananchi. Hakuna kitu kama kutetea, ni kutafuta njia ya kupata kitu kwa mfuko, na wao waendelee na maisha, Wakenya wazidi kuhangaika. And that is the truth. There is nothing. Kila mtu anatafuta ile njia yake ya kupata kitu. Vile baba tayari ashapata ni ghost government, yeye anapewa kila month anapata pesa yake. Na Baba is one of the ghost worker in the government right now.
Aya.
Mtu mwenye amependa baba kuja anitetee, protect baba, lakini mimi nasema ukweli kwamba baba sahii ni ghost, anapata pesa yake kwa sababu alisema mjinga tosha. Wacha kiki aongee. Mimi sitaki sema kitu yote. Watu wapasa wenye wanalia wao ndio walikula. Unajua ushakula ile kitu yako, sasa inarudi backfire. Sasa wanasema Mungu anatuchapa. Wacha Mungu achape kila mtu. Hata wewe vile umevaa hiyo nguo, kama hujakuwa jihadhari utachapwa.
Mimi ni pastor, defender of the faith.
Pastor mwenye anakula kondoo. Wale pastor wanakula kondoo.
Wewe tulia, ngoja, oda, shikilia hapo. Keke vipi?
Poa sana.
Sema. Naona naleta mburudisho huko kwa ninio na Ani na ninio na Gypsy Corner hapo.
Unajua kila mtu ako na time yake, unajua. Some of us come here because we have that burning itch in you that you think something is not working and you want to do something about it. We don't come here to personally, I don't. Let me say this. Personally, I don't come here to engage because policy issues. If this was a normal government, we are talking about, we're trying to pass this policy, there's another policy, we're trying to discuss the issues. Once in a while, you can come in and chip in. But we don't come here daily. We come here because we are seeing what is happening in our country, and we know we will not survive if this person stays. And I think that's what some of us don't understand, and for them it's like a game. Oh, leo tunacheza nini? Leo niko east side, the other side, without seeing the bigger picture. And that's what kind of frustrates me a lot. I go to the other channel, like, why would you think that? Alafu the following day nakuja nafanya anasema exactly contradictory thing to jana.
So, I mean, I can't defend them because I don't know what their issue are. Me, ile Shakahola, I mean, to me, it's very clear they're probably pro-ODM party, just to spill it out. I think they are ODM funded. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Ndio maana ukizungumza mambo ya Raila, sema kitu yoyote lakini useme Raila. So any news that is going to be made, it will be made, it will take kind of ODM position. Okay, yeah. So they will never discuss anything as far as kutoa serikali or Ruto. Wakisikia Raila ameshikana na Ruto, they'll be okay. I think it's better for Raila ashikane na Ruto, zina amefanya kazi yake for all these years. You know, they'll try to justify it. So I don't expect much from them. The thing is, I think we know what needs to be done. We know what needs to be done. We are not all in one page, in the same page. Watu wengine bado wako na mambo ya civil sijui education, kuna watu wengine wana sijui nini. Watu wanajaribu, but it all boils down to one thing. Ruto is not following the constitution. Ruto does not give a rat's ass about the constitution. Ruto does not give a damn about any arm of government. So the only way to take him out is for the people to actually forcefully remove him. Hii mambo ya sijui 2027 Kalonzo, Karua, sijui anashikana na sijui.
Hiyo ni ujinga.
Thank you.
Ujinga. What? How would you remove somebody who controls the whole judiciary, the whole election apparatus? It doesn't make sense. And that goes back to what you said. We are going back to the streets again. 21st. Right. 21st. 21st, I think next week. Now, I think the pressure, the clergy, the Catholic, the statement that they gave today, I think yesterday, I think that given them enough pressure. And I think that's why Ruto, I think, is trying to address the nation on Tuesday. And I think the same Tuesday that when we come to the streets.
On Tuesday, 21st?
21st, yeah. He has addressed this. You know, like the State of the Union nonsense they have in the US?
Yeah.
Something like
that. So could it be ndio maana unaona hao watu wanashikana na wakina Hanifa? Because lately now Kalonzo has been rubbing shoulders. He's endearing himself with the Gen Zs. Ni kama he wants to be part of the party.
Unajua bado, even these politicians know. Even Karua mnasema hapa. Akina the sane ones. Right?
Keep ingi hapa hivi. Keep unajua unaangalia.
The sane ones. Wanajua hata wewe na mimi watu hatujai kwa politics. We know there's no way we go to election with this guy and win. That's a common sense thing. Anybody should know that. So I think it might be a play. Wameshaambiliwa, let's do this. You fanya kama opposition, tutafanya fair election, then utapatia cheo, alafu you have your cut. And I think that's why we should be very careful with these politicians. Because the whole political class, all of it, is not our friends.
Yeah, I would like someone to ask Kalonzo na Martha Karua. What happened to, okay, Kalonzo tuanze na Kalonzo. What happened to NADCO report? Siniende alikuwa anachangia NADCO report. And NADCO report in essence it's a shared ni government of blood-based government Raila ameingililia. So what happened to that? Because he was the one who was sitting in forefront na wakina Cheruyot while they were making that NADCO report. So wako wapi? Karua alikuwa anatuambia mambo ya sijui ataenda ile koti ya sijui East Africa, tutaenda State House. What happened to that? Amewachana na Azimio already. So these are the questions that these people need to answer. Yeah. Okay, I see in the comment section naona mkae nini mbele before turudi kwa Moda atueleze mambo yake. Naona anasema, do you believe Morara saying that he's not joining the corrupt? Morara is part of what's his name? Ruto. I told you. Ukitaka kujua Morara is corrupt. The giveaway from it was that day when history ya Rigathi ilikuwa inaanza. Okay? Alafu akashikwa DCI hapa, alafu wakaanza kujitokeza. Even if you listen to him, he's not doing something impactful. Ruto is not trembling because Morara is exposing a governor somewhere in Kwale ati shule ime. I mean, that's not affecting Ruto. Ruto kinama affect is people who really have influence, like the Catholic Church ambao wamekuja wakasema hivi, hey, this is what we care about. And you can see right now, kuliko na how many responses? Sijui karibu 5 responses within 1 hour. Na ni zote ni usiku. Like they are in a panic mode. They don't know what to do because the church is where they built their scam campaign. Ati sisi ni watu wa Mungu. Sawa, watu wa Mungu ndio nasema nyinyi mnaharibu country. So you see, but Morara is just playing to this. I mean, that's why, let me ask you this. Who honestly believe that Morara kisimama against Ruto in 2027, Morara will win by popular vote or whatever the case? It's insanity. Atapata mbili. Thank you. Na tuliona ile picha yake akijifanya ni kama amenyeshewa ati sijui amepigwa ngumi hapa sijui.
He got no shot. It's a decoy. It's the new shiny toy. Unaonyeshwa hapo to distract you.
Ni hustle pia ya kupoteza pesa. Ndio maana unaona anauliza pesa ya nini? Pesa. It's the same thing like Sound Candidate na Bernard. Bernard is a scam artist, conman. Anasimama hapo anauliza pesa, sijui M-Pesa mtumie do. He's a fucking conman. And people go there and listen to this shithead because he was making money off you. And people can't see that. It needs to be said. Anyway.
Kenya Rebel, there is something that I realize with most of Kenyans.
Yeah.
We are so much forgetful. Very, very easy to forget because you find there's some things that have taken place that even a baby can pinpoint saying that this is what is taking place, but other people doesn't understand or doesn't see because I don't know, because of money, because of ignorance, I still don't understand where other people are living, because if you go to this channel, you will find that if you don't talk about something related to what they are talking about, you are odd one out. And this thing is misleading most of us because these are the people that says that now we are supporting and we don't want this thing to go ahead. We want to help our country so that to stand firm and make different. All of a sudden, things change, and you find that now they are the people that are supporting the same devil that were denied. It doesn't make sense when someone is coming here and saying that now let us focus and do something which is I hate using a bad word in my mouth, but sometimes force me to say it because there is something that these people lack in their brain. maybe one of the brain is damaged or something else, because I don't know. Because he have 5 senses, but he has 3 or 2. You know?
But that's the thing. I need to go back to the old Kenya revolutionary. I'm not going to be nice. I'm going to be cussing because kazi ya upasta imenishinda. Okay? Cussing, this is the last time I'm wearing this outfit. What needs to be done? Let's say it the way it is.
Oh shit!
Let's
I
say
think you're wearing a church thing. Holy.
I need to say what needs to be said. Video zangu za zamani, I used to say this. All this political news, I mean, I've been tolerating it for our political linia, wakina Karua, wakina Musalia, sijui nini. They're the same people who are playing easy abracadabra, kila siku. And what change have they done? Who should we start with? Raila Odinga. Huh?
They have done nothing. Nothing.
Kioni. Who the fuck is Kioni? Alitoka wapi Kioni? Mimi sijawahi kumwona, nilianza kumwona 2022.
Yule mlevi.
I don't know ataka ni mlevi ama nini. Kalonzo Musyoka, Wamalwa look like a retarded 50 Cent. What is he doing in his fucking life? What is he known for? For being Wamalwa, his brother Kijana Wamalwa's, his dead brother's, being Kijana Wamalwa's brother? Like, seriously. Alafu nashikana na wakina Hanifa. Hanifa is another con woman. Hizo ndo walikuwa wamechukua zilienda wapi? She can't account for it. But you're playing games that let's tukae na Kalonzo, it's Kalonzo's time, Kalonzo is a nice guy, washikane na Rigathi. I mean, I will support Rigathi kwa sababu he is going to bring chaos. I'll let him whip emotions, ambie vijana wa kutoka Central to remove Ruto. I'll support that move. But fuck Rigathi too. Hata pia tukishachukua nini tutapeleka kamiti.
We, Rebel. Unajua, this is what nimekuwa nikisema hapa kila wakati. We are not looking at the bigger picture. Ruto must go. Na sisemi ati ni wewe or anyone. But we are getting distracted every day. This something stupid happens. This happens. So you can't even focus on the bigger picture. I have been saying that.
You heard what he said before yesterday, that it's 2026, now is the time for working. Bullshit, man. How can you just you stand in front of people and say that now we have already removed the problem that we had. Now 2027, 2026 is the time is the year of working. What about the other years? I fail to understand where Kenya going, man.
Unajua, I think ile kitu we ought to think. In the time tunapatia huyu jamaa, it will take years before to fix one thing. The healthcare system, it will take years. The education system, they will take 10 years. Kids, they're getting lost. Education system has failed. The healthcare system has failed. And on top of it, anachukua our land, assets, and mine our minerals and selling it and putting the money in his pocket. And on top of that, anakopa deni. This person is trying to fail our country.
We are receiving secrets. That Bernard is being paid by Ruto, hiding behind Raila because
maybe it's truth. Maybe it's a truth. The guy is saying something making sense.
Wacha kesho tusikue topic huko, but anyway, I mean, yeah.
Because because the way this guy is behaving like wale ambao pastor wale ambao wanasema ya kwamba wacha nikuombee kwa bedroom, kumbe anakula kondoo huku, alafu anarudi akasema ya kwamba umepewa nini, maji ya uhai.
Wewe kuombewa kwa bedroom wewe? Nini mbaya? Maombi ya bedroom ni poa.
Something that you have to say the truth, man.
Anyway, but yeah, easy. Let's see what happens on the 21st. In the 21st, I think I saw it on Amenya's page. Tuone kama hii maandamano, you know, in what's ani aliandika up at the time. I will look at it. Sijui itaanza saa ngapi, but it will be interesting to see what happens. But my fear is easy maandamano, they might be infiltrated by these very people who pretend to be the influencers within this movement. Like we saw that Gen Z, wakina Hanifa, wakina Cosmas, Msaliti, whatever his name is. Na yule mwingine pia. That's my worry here. I used to listen to guys.
Wakina Morara na nini walikufa siku hizi siwao.
Yes, ndio maana naona the only person who I see is kind of legit ni nani, who's legit I think ni Gaito. He really he was on their behind exposing them, and anasema hao watu they're funny, and now we can see they're showing who was paying them.
Kasmuel alikimbia mpaka nini Tokyo hajarudi.
Na Kasmuel kuku
wewe
yeah.
Unakumbuka ukinicheka juu ya nini venye mimi nikoniwa na Murara sijui nini si hata wewe Hanifa nini wewe ulikuwa na worship Hanifa unasema ni msupu sijui nini si hata yeye
no nilikuwa nasema nani yule dema anaitwa nani Tuni amekaa the fact that akona buibui and she's actually better looking than Hanifa, but
what you said ulisema
yes, go ahead.
Tuni anakaa Hanifa msupu. So
yes,
you equated Tuni and Hanifa na ukasema ni wa msupu.
Yeah, but I think what I meant was that Yeni Somali, let me say that. They look Somali. I don't know if she's Somali or not. Wizo buibui, whatever, ni kama Hanifa. That's what, yeah. But she's really, I mean, the last time I saw her, maybe niliona kama nimelewa, but I don't know. She looks, okay. Yeah, so anyway, niko na my daddy duties hapa, so it's like I need to like wrap it up, unfortunately. So anyway, last thoughts. Mimi najefunga duka, nilikuwa nataka kuanza kuwasha duka lakini it's like I gotta
utuombe
niombe tumwende kwa Bernard tukazushe huko. Ani na nani ati Tuni ni Hanifa. Ani acho mchezo. But anyway, guys, it's been 1 hour. I've been talking shit. Tutaendelea with the shit tomorrow. I have to go. I'm sorry, guys. You can listen to the background. Nasikia nini naendelea. So I need to go. Anyway, like, share, comment, and all the good stuff. Tunane kesho. Tomorrow I'll be more free. Peace and blessings. I'm out.